What is going on, Trader Gang? Happy Sunday. It's your boy Nikki Pips. We're back at it again with another Sunday market breakdown for you guys. I know I usually do this in the morning, but we've been going to church in the morning, so praise God. We need to be thankful for everything that we're given, especially in our trading space. Also, just thanking God for, of course, to have a level mindset, to have our psychology in a better place so that we can profit from these markets. So I want to do this breakdown a little bit differently this time. I want to kind of try a different way of kind of breaking the charts down. So we're going to be doing that. So a little bit more on focus on supply and demand. I also am trying out a new strategy also, which I'm going to let you guys in on as well. So we'll kind of tie that into, of course, our breakdown today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me just make sure our audio and visual is good. So I hope everybody's had a great weekend so far. I know we're starting to come up on Labor Day soon. So anybody have Labor Day plans? I myself don't really have any plans. I'm going to be probably working that Monday. So, which of course the market's more likely will be closed. I'm pretty sure. If you guys that are popping on, please show some love in the chat. Like, I definitely want to have more participation on here. I know this channel is not where it needs to be, to where there's a lot of active people on here. But I'd love your guys' participation. Just say what's up. If you guys have any questions when I'm breaking down the charts, please don't hesitate to ask. So let's do what we always do first. Let's take a look at news. So let's see what news we have coming up this week. So let me share my screen really quick. So, and it looks like the market just opened. This is Sunday night. So the market just opened. Let me bring myself down here. Here we go. So we can see here just really quick. Looks like gold is going to basically retrace because we had this huge push up on Friday. It kind of just exploded during news. So I think we're going to have a retracement back to the downside. So, but let's take a look at news really quick for the week. So new week is 24th through the 30th. So make sure you guys can see that. So I know sometimes it takes a second. There we go. All right, so Monday, we have new home sales, FOMC Logan speaks. So that's at 12:15. So it doesn't look like we have anything to worry about on Monday. Tuesday, we have CB consumer confidence. That's a orange folder, so nothing really there. Wednesday, we have crude oil, FOMC Barkin speaks. Don't think that's going to really move the market too much. Thursday, we have prelim GDP. That's pre-market, so an unemployment claims. That can move the market a little bit. Let's see. 7 a.m., we have pending home sales. I don't know if that's going to move the market very much, but we still always want to be on the side of caution for that. And then Friday, we have pre-market. So we got a lot of news pre-market. So goods, trade balance, personal income, personal spending, core PCE. Yep, and that's pretty much it. So not really too much news this week, which is good. We don't always want to trade news because it's super volatile. So we just got to be careful and cautious there. So let's take a look at the charts now. So like I said, just to update you guys really quick. Let me talk to y'all for a second. Hold on. So just personally in my journey, we are starting a new 100K account. So our new 100K account refreshed. So because we did blow our funded account last week, so that one's gone. So we started with the new 100K account refreshed. So starting the week brand new. So so I'm happy about that. So we're going to basically just look for high profitable trades. Again, we're going to be kind of testing our new strategy out a little bit. So of course, we're going to minimize our risk a little bit. So we have that. So going into this, let's let me bring back my screen. All right. So this, we're going to start completely fresh. So again, the way I wanted to start this breakdown was, I mean, I mainly start with, of course, on the weekly here. So we definitely want to mark out, of course, the high and low, obviously, of the week. But we're gonna jump down to the 1 hour time frame. So we'll mark this up first because we're gonna do a little bit of marking up more of supply and demand zones. So, but we will mark this out just, just to have it just on the higher scale. So we have our previous weekly high at 35.90, I want to say. So, and I'm not going to do really a top-down analysis anymore on this. So we're just going to focus more on previous day high and previous weekly low, high and low, and then we'll jump down to the 1 hour. So, because I'm going to share with you guys, this is not my strategy at all. Again, there's a female trader named IBLV Trading. So this is her 15-second strategy. So we're going to go on a super low time frame doing this. So, we may do. I might do a little bit of showing you guys like a little bit of a back testing. Because I can use FX replay and kind of show you, and we can see, just a couple trades and see if it plays out. So usually it's highly volatile right at market open during New York session. So we'll take a couple back testing things there, and then we'll see how it plays out. But as of right now, let's break this down. So again, we have a weekly high. So I'm gonna label this as previous weekly high. So PWH. Right. Well, I mean, maybe it's better if I spell it out. Previous weekly high. And that was at what? 35. We'll do 35.90. So, and then we'll put that here too. 35.90. All right. And then, let's see, we have, that was the previous weekly. Well, actually, that wasn't the previous weekly high, to be honest, because the week was right here. So that's an overall high. So the 18th. So that was right here. So actually, we're going to move this down here. Yep, because that was the previous weekly high. So let's mark that. I do it to the wick. So we're going to change that up. So this was at, we'll do 34.25. So that's a previous weekly high. So I know we'll do a previous weekly low, which is right down here. So our previous weekly low. And then that was at 33.52. So we'll do 33.50. All right. So let's see. I actually like it better. I'll say right here. So because it tapped into this previous candle right here. So this was a low that matched up. So let's see what that was. That was 33.54. So let's do 33.55. $33.55. Yeah, I like that. So previous weekly low, previous weekly high. So this could be, I mean, we can put this here. So this was at 35.90. So this would be an all-time high. 35.90. All right, so we have an all-time high here, and then we can mark out another low also. So I like this area right here because we have equal lows right here. So I'm just going to mark this as, was this 32.90? Let's do that, 32.90. So I'm just going to mark that, 32.90. And then, of course, we could mark one more. We'll do this low right here. And that was 32.05. So it's kind of a psychological number. So we'll keep that. So there we go. We'll keep that just like that. So now we're going to go down to the 1 hour. Okay. So now the 1 hour here, even though we have some areas of interest right here, let me turn this off. So we're going to start marking up some support and resistance. Okay. So right here, we have a resistance level. So we're going to take our rectangle and mark this up. All right, we got that. So if we look, we want to look to the left also. So because we have some support and resistance levels here. So this is one level right here. So we do have a support level right here, the support level right here, and then of course here. So because I mean this is a huge push up, so price can definitely come all the way down or even to this area right here. So this would be a nice area right here to mark up because price could definitely come to take this out right here. So it could do something like this. So it could come down like this, bounce off of this, and then tap into maybe this area here. This is an area of resistance. So we can do that. And then it can probably pull back a little bit and then target these highs right here, trying to tap back and retest this previous weekly high right here. So that could very well happen. So we'll mark up that area. And then, of course, what's another area? We have an area of support right here as well. So I always like to mark this area right here as well. So I usually will do from the candle to the wick. So, but we have to see how many times price is tapped into that area. So I mean, even if I were to drag this, so let me drag this a little bit. So even just to right here. Okay.
A price tapping into an area in trading refers to the price of an asset touching a specific level or zone on a.
So we can see here that price is tapped into here multiple times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It tapped into here. That still counts. And even here, price came down, tapped into it, pulled up, pulled down here, pulled past it, but then pulled back up, tapped back into this multiple times. Then we broke it, broke support, tapped into this previous weekly low, pulled right back into this area. So even if I were to pull this over, again, that was a very strong area of support at one point. So, or resistance rather, and now it turns support. So price can definitely come in here to retest this area also. So price can pull all the way down here and maybe even possibly down here. So we're going to mark up those areas. And then of course we do have our previous weekly low also. So we're just going to keep these two areas because this is an area where it ranged and it tapped into multiple times. So even if we were to go on the lower time frame, you know, we can kind of see where prices has been. So price kind of ranged in this area, you know, for quite a while since the 21st, so Thursday. So this was a while. So, and then of course Friday it just broke through completely because there was just a lot of volatility, a lot of news. So again, just going to that 15-second. So because I don't have a 15-second on here. So I'll do a 15-second. So with the 15-second, that's 15 minutes. So let me take one of these off. I'll take the 4-hour off. Should be able to see the 15-second. I guess I might have to jump up to premium, but that's okay. We'll go on the 1 minute. So even on the 1 minute, so we can kind of see what price is doing. So price has all this right here. So I think we can definitely push all the way down to here and take this out and even possibly take out, retest all these levels right here. So because if you see how we marked up on the 1 hour, it's literally tapping into these exact same areas. So these are areas of interest. So just to kind of show you guys really quick before we go over to US30. So we also want to pay attention to the trend also. So we can look on the weekly right here. So there's been a lot of consolidation. But, you know, if we look here, like look at what price has been doing. So we have, like, we're strictly bullish, obviously. So if we look here, the trend is definitely bullish still. So if we were to go like right here, the only time it wouldn't be bullish is if price broke this area right here. It would have to break, I would say, either here, like this line. We'd have to break this level right here, or we'd have to break this level also. This would be a complete break of structure. So even if it came down and broke here also. So if we broke any of these three levels, that would be a break of structure, and we would definitely look for sells, and the market would shift. So, but we're still bullish, but we do have some consolidation. So this is a lot of consolidation right here. So the market's just kind of going up, down, but we also have to look at market structure. So if we kind of zoom in a little bit, you can see price has been making higher highs and higher lows. So if we see here, I'll use this candle for example. So price came up, we came all the way up to here, pulled back down, pulled back up, pulled back down, pulled up, pulled back down, and it could easily pull back up like this. So we are making higher highs and higher lows. So that does indicate to me that we may respect this trend and we're going to continue going up. So with that being said, we can look at the hour, and you know, before we go back up, we're going to have some type of pullback. So like I said, whether it's breaking to the downside here to take out these areas of previous resistance turn support now, or even coming down here before we come back up here, pull back a little bit, and then try to target this previous weekly high up here. So this is what I see going forward. So I think possibly because we have to, you know, what goes up has to come down. So I think we're going to look for some sells to start the week for sure. And then, of course, the overall direction, I think, will continue to go up unless it does happen to want to break this area. And then, of course, we're going to look for sells. We're going to take out these lows right here. So, but just conclusion for gold, I'm looking for sells for this week for sure, because especially we hit an all-time high. So, but just to show you guys on this, if you guys have ever used FX Replay, it's awesome. So it's really cool. So I can start a new. Yeah, let me start a new kind of session, I guess you could say. So because we can go back a week. So new session. This will be new week. 8-24. And we can do a 100K account. And then we're gonna do, and then we'll go from last week to Friday. Cool. Create session. All right, so you guys see the chart here. So of course we can see the date here. So it starts. Yeah. It starts here August 18th, 10/22. So we want to mark up. So I'll use a vertical line. We want. So and then this is using. I'm going to do Pacific time. So we want LA. So we want 9:30 in the morning. Okay, where's 9:30? Oh, this is on the 1 minute. That's why. Okay, let's do. I mean, we're gonna need the 30-second, but let's go on the hour. Actually, we'll do 15 minutes. Okay. All right, so it's gonna be 6:30. All right, so 6:30 is right here. Okay, so 6:30 is right here. So we're gonna go on the hour time frame. So we're gonna go slow. So we're gonna wait for 6:30 to hit. So let's go on the 30-minute because that'll be in 30-minute increments. So again, last week, let's look at the overall trend, right? So we look at the hour. So what was the overall trend of the hour time frame? So we were kind of bearish, to be honest. So because price didn't break above here yet. So now let's go down to the 30-minute. See if price breaks. Okay. So 6:30 hit. So again, we're gonna look for sells. So let's go down on the 15-minute, or we need 15 seconds. Excuse me. Oh, so this one doesn't even have 15 seconds. So we're gonna have to do a 1 minute. All right, 1 minute it is. So of course we see some consolidation. So we need to see a breakout. So I think price can definitely tap into here if we're looking for sells overall. This is going to be our target. So let's see how it plays out a little bit. Because remember, let's mark up supply and demand, right? So we have our supply zone right here. We have an area of support right here. So So let's see if we see a breakout. So we do have a doji candle right here, which is a good indication. So let's see if we get a confirmation. Okay, boom. So let's try to target right here or right here. So we have two areas. This could be TP1, this could be TP2. So let's take a sell position. So we'll take a short here. So price is right here, stops above here. Let's see if we get stopped out or not. So we'll try to target all the way down here. So this would be a 1 to 3. So we'll do 2 contracts on a 100K account. We'll do a sell. So again, stop loss is going to be right above here. TP is going to be down here. And let's see how it plays out. Boom, TP1 hit. And there we go, TP2 smashed. So there you go. So even on a 1 minute, so of course, LV's trading strategy on the 15 seconds is a little bit faster, but obviously you can see you could do it here on a minute. So like literally, we just profited $1,678 in like a matter of a minute. So look how long that took. Literally, it's fast. You know, we marked up our support and resistance, our supply and demand area right there. We waited for a break of that area. We put stops above that previous high right there, took our entry, and boom, smacked TP2. So that's kind of the strategy that I'm going to be using going forward. Still testing it, of course, but of course it did play out perfectly. And this is just Monday. So look at this was this was Tuesday, excuse me. So this is Tuesday morning. So literally in a matter of like 7:32 to 7:45. So 10 minutes. So in a matter of 10 minutes, $1,678. So imagine how quick it would be on a 15-second. So that's that. I just wanted to show you guys the kind of the new strategy that I'm working on. So again, it's not my strategy. It's a strategy that I'm using from another trader, which I really like because I am a scalper at heart. I've always been a scalper. So that's what I'm going to be doing forward. So, but that's that. So let's go mark up US30 really quick. So new week. Let's clear out all this. So again, we're just gonna mark out kind of our all-time high on the weekly. So previous weekly low and high first, obviously. Okay, so that was Monday. So not too much on here. All right, so we got previous weekly high, which I don't really know what the low is going to be because I mean it's right here, but the market's open right now, so that's going to be kind of tough. So, but let's see. So previous weekly high was, what do we have? 45, 749. So we'll do 750. Okay. And then of course we have an all-time high right here. So it was at 45, 840. I want to say. Yeah, let's do 45, 840. All-time high, 45, 840. So even though the market's open, I think the previous weekly low is right here. It was like right there. And that was at 45,705. So we'll do 45,700. $45,700. All right. So we got that. And then of course we can look here. Like, do we have any like equal levels here? Like we do. So I mean, we can mark up. Let's see, we can mark up this area. Let's say this area right here, because it has tapped into here before and tapped into here before. So this could be a level for us. So 45,220. So we'll just mark that up there. So I think even here, because we had a huge push up, we're going to have a pullback for sure. But again, we want to look at the overall trend. So not even if we zoom out a little bit, we're still bullish. So even if I were to go from here to here, or even 3 touch points right here from candle to candle, we're still bullish. And even if I went even from here, so if I shorten this, we're still bullish. So what I think can happen is, like, yes, can price pull back down here? Yes. I think price is going to retest this low right here. So this can definitely be an area of interest right here. Price is going to pull down, or it can continue pushing up if it has enough momentum. So, but the minute we break this trend line right here, so we would actually move the trend line here a little bit. So we don't have any touch points. So there's really no, of course, validation, but we're just going off the overall trend. So, but overall, the trend is still bullish. So, we still are probably going to look for a pullback though, because again, we had an all-time high. There's nothing else that it's touched into. So, we just have to wait, but I definitely think there's going to be a pullback. So I think we're definitely going to have some sells. So we'll go down to the hour. And then again, we're just going to mark up some supply and demand areas. So of course, I mean, this is a huge candle. Jeez. So right here, we have an area of support. So we'll get our rectangle. This is a nice area of support right here. And then, of course, obviously, we have an all-time high here, but we also have an area of resistance right here. So supply. This is our supply zone, demand zone. So, I mean, of course, I definitely think we're going to retrace down, and probably retrace down all the way probably to 45,220. So, or even to this area right here. So this is an area we can mark up also, because this was a previous area. It was a previous area of resistance, now turned support. So that's an area we can look at as well. So, and then kind of zooming out a little bit, what's another area that price touched multiple times? So we have another support area right here. So another support area, tapped into this zone multiple times, this area. So this could be another area that price is going to gravitate towards. So I'll just kind of keep it clean right here, but of course this is on the hour. So we can already see that price is trying to retrace. So it's trying to pull back. So same thing with gold. I'm looking for sells here as well. So, so the lowest we can go is the 1 hour time frame. So I can't really show anything here, but of course, on the 1 minute, we're going to be consolidated, obviously. So I think price is definitely going to break this previous low, obviously, and we may even break these lows right here also. So because there's a lot of liquidity down here. So all this. So and then this huge candle right here. So all this volatility right here. So I think we're definitely going to have a big push to the downside. So just my thoughts. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's my breakdown for you guys. So just to recap on, so for gold, same thing. I look for sells because we have to have a pullback. And then the same thing for US30. We're going to have a pullback at some point. So, but I'm excited for this new account to start. And then, again, this new strategy. So if you guys want to follow with me and trade with me during the week, just follow me on my YouTube, Nikki_Pips. I'll put it in the description as well. It's also in my header on my YouTube. You guys can follow my whole journey there and watch all my trades. I post everything every morning that I trade, and I also go live as well. So you're more than welcome to tap in and watch me trade live and trade with me if you like. So I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let's have a profitable week this week. Peace, y'all.